Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all the latest Lakers news and rumors, be sure to subscribe to the Lakers 24/8 YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Lakers content, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Lakers 24/8 question of the day. 1. Do you want to see THT in the starting lineup for the rest of the season? And 2, what do you think his ceiling is as an NBA player? Do you think he's an average NBA player, a really solid starter? Do you think he's a multi-time All-Star? Do you think he's a potential All-NBA player? Or do you think he's a future Hall of Famer? I want your takes down below in the comment section. And for all latest Lakers news, head over to alllakers.com. So welcome back, THT. Talen Horton Tucker, he made his regular season debut last night, and he was massive in the Lakers' 114-106 win over the San Antonio Spurs. He had 17 points, 4 boards, 1 assist. He was 7 for 14 from the field. He had a game-high plus 14 box plus minus. And yes, it wasn't an all-star performance. We're not going to send the jersey he wore last night to the Hall of Fame for display or anything like that. But last night we saw once again why this organization has been so high on Talen Horton Tucker, why they made him the 4th highest paid player on this roster, why they chose him over Alex Caruso, and it's because of that potential that he flashed last night, that high ceiling. He's just 20 years of age. He's got that 7'1" wingspan. He can score in a multitude of different ways. He can play make. He can get to the rack. He has that dynamic layup package. Even last night, he had a 3. He goes 1 for 5 from beyond the arc, and yes, that might be too many attempts for THT at this point of his career. He needs to improve in that part of his game. Last year, he shot 28% from 3. In his rookie season, he shot 30%. So he can definitely improve in that aspect of his game. And THT gives this team something it's been sorely missing. And that's a true two-way player that can create shots. He's a shot creator. He's a wing defender. And also from purely an addition by subtraction standpoint, having THT back means less of Ken Bazemore. And Baze has been bad of late offensively. That's been leaking to his defense, and he just hasn't been able to have success for this team. So having another shot creator like THT was massive yesterday. So to me, having THT in the game, it really opens things up for this Lakers offense. And last night, Anthony Davis, he was fantastic. It was one of AD's best games of the year. He put up 34 points on 14 of 24 shooting, had 15 boards, 6 dimes, 2 steals, 1 block, and just 1 turnover. So do you think it's a coincidence that Anthony Davis goes on to have one of his best games of the year during the same game that THT made his return and gave the Lakers a different look? I don't. I give THT a lot of credit for yesterday's win. And after the game, THT talked about his first game back and his role moving forward.
Well, after tonight, I feel like I could have been a little bit better, but I had some good moments, and I'm just happy for that. That's something I have to do this year, so I'm trying to lock into it. I'm just trying to, come out here and be the best that I can. I'm not really focused on that. I'll let the coaches in the front office figure out what they want to do as far as that. But I'm going to just come in and do the same thing that I do every night. So we'll see from there. I'm just, I don't have a problem playing off the ball. That's just anything to do to try and win, get another ring is the most important thing for me. So I feel like I can help it on the ball or off the ball. So just being able to do that is going to be key for me.
So the big question now is, will THT permanently start for the Lakers? Well, if you look at this lineup with Russell Westbrook, Avery Bradley, THT at the small forward spot, LeBron at the 4, and Anthony Davis at the 5, it does lack some three-point shooting with Westbrook and THT. So you might want to mix things up with that lineup. And I still think it's a little too early. Reeves is out, Ariz is still out, Kendrick Nunn is out. And we've seen Wayne Ellington come in and knock down shots. We've seen nights where Carmelo Anthony is hotter than the devil's armpit, especially at Staples Center when it's Staples Center Melo. So there could be some tough decisions to make as to who will be the crunch time lineup for this Laker team. But one thing that THT does is it makes it easier to play Anthony Davis at the 5 because he can play make, because the defense has to pay attention to him, and the fact that he is so big and that he can put the ball on the floor and score at the rim, they have to account for him on a different level when he's out there versus someone like Avery Bradley or Kent Bazemore. But I think the biggest factors when it comes to THT starting are, one, they need to get LeBron James back. As soon as they get King James back and we see how he looks with Russ and AD and all these new players, then we can really decide who will be starting and who will be finishing games. But hey, depending on how he looks, I wouldn't rule out Trevor Ariza starting, especially against taller, bigger, more physical lineups. And then also Wayne Ellington, if he proves to be the Lakers' most consistent shooter from beyond the arc, I think you got to consider playing him around this big three. And then also having THT come off the bench and play against these second units, it could prove to be a real weapon that could help the Lakers build leads and sustain leads. So I wouldn't be opposed to that either, especially when you consider the fact that this team is going to need that spacing. And also, it's not who starts, it's who finishes. And I think there will be games where THT, he has it going, and they're going to want him to finish games. But here is Frank Vogel after the game talking about THT's first game of the season and how they look to use him for the rest of the year.
Yeah, he was great. Felt confident in starting him because I know he's been doing a lot of work. It was a hand injury, so he stayed really active, with his running and staying in game shape. You never know what to expect, but he looked really good. Puts a lot of pressure on the rim, which just helps everything for us offensively. And obviously we've been using Baze and Avery to carry a big share of the load, defending on the perimeter, taking the other team's best player, and Talen was able to he's able to play both sides of the ball. That's our vision for him this year is to take that matchup on a lot of nights, and it's great to have him back on both sides. We'll see. He's going to be a big part of what we do, though. We know that. We invested in him this summer for a reason. We got a strong belief in that young man and what he can, like I said, what he can do on both sides of the ball. And obviously when we get whole, we got a lot of good choices, but he's going to be a big part of it.
So whether or not he starts or comes off the bench, that's going to figure itself out. But the most important thing is what Frank Vogel just said, and that is that THT is going to be a big part of what the Lakers do this year. But let me know down below in the comment section, do you think that THT should permanently start for the Lakers this year? And also, how high of a ceiling do you think he has? Is he going to be an average NBA player, a solid starter? Is he going to be an all-star player? Do you think he has a chance to be a Hall of Famer? I want all your takes on the future of Talen Horton Tucker down below in the comment section. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all the latest Lakers news and rumors, be sure to subscribe to the Lakers 24/8 YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Lakers videos, smash that like button. And for all the latest Lakers news, head over to alllakers.com.